This is Sophia Organo, and she's now 9 years of age. So when she was born, we were told profound cerebral palsy that she has, and that she was completely deaf and partially blind. She required daily physio, daily occupational therapy and daily speech. And it was only that my childminder told me about this local charity, the Lower Brennan Charitable Trust, that can help people like Sophia. They've been helping us out for the last 5 years, giving us financial help so that she can get physiotherapy every 3 times a week. Like, in a nutshell, the Lower Brennan Trust, Charitable Trust, has improved our life so much, not only Sophia's, but the family life, because the extensive physiotherapy program that she has takes a big chunk out of our life, that we can also concentrate on the 2 boys and just do normal things with them while she's getting our physiotherapy. For us and her, it's just improved our quality of life.
He was diagnosed with autism. So that being said, we had to go through the whole process. We had to figure out how to do things. It was a bit of a shock to the system. So then we done a bit of research, and we found that the service dogs themselves, they would help us through everything. So the dog is trained to stay as still as he possibly can when he detects Oren's going to flee and bolting. So the dog is trained to recognise these traits. And the difference that it's made to Oren has just been, it's been huge. It's been fantastic for him in his own development, from when he was initially diagnosed from 2.5 years of age to 5 years of age now. He's like a different child. He can speak, play, communicate, function in the normal aspects in any situation where he comes across. And it's all through the help of getting Oren his service dog and bringing him up to this level now.
Noah was our perfect little boy. Up to 9 to 10 months, he was hitting all his developmental markers. And we noticed when we took him on holidays one year, where I think he was around 14, 15 months old, we went to Spain, and Noah was starting to withdraw into himself. He wasn't as smiley. He used to have a lovely smile, and he wasn't smiling at us. We didn't really know what to do, and we found the name of Geraldine and Angela and Spot. And the first day we were here, Geraldine and Angela were here, and they got Noah to start playing with us. And within 5 minutes, Noah was looking at me, and he was saying go. He was trying to say go. Like, he was really, and he was looking at me, and we were totally engaged. Karen can't work full time anymore because she needs to be there for Noah as well, I take a half day every week as well just to be there for him. So really marrying that up with trying to get funding for Spot was it was very difficult for us, and they thankfully put us in touch with the Lower Brennan Foundation. And without them, we wouldn't have been able to keep Noah here. There's just no doubt about that. I mean, but he's actually started school now, so we're delighted with that. Like, he's around kids his own age, friends and stuff like that. And we wouldn't have been able to do that without Spot, and we wouldn't have been able to keep him in Spot without the Lower Brennan Foundation.
The girls were diagnosed with autism at the age of 3.5. Prior to that, life had been pretty tough going because we knew there were difficulties, but we didn't really know what they were. So it was shortly after diagnosis we got word that we had a preschool place here in EISS. Unfortunately, shortly afterwards we got word from the Department of Education that they would expect them to share their hours because they were twins. So that was really upsetting, because we knew they were going to a place that they needed to go to, but they were going to be getting half the time that they needed. Well, the help we've gotten from the Lower Brennan Charitable Trust has been amazing. I think what amazed us most was that when there was an offer of help, we explained what we would need and why, that the answer was yes. It wasn't jump through another hoop or maybe you could have this, but there's a waiting list. It was yes, just at the time that we needed it. So my husband likes to say that EISS and the Lower Brennan Foundation actually gave him back his children. The work that EISS were able to do here, and with the extra hours then that we had from the foundation funding them, meant that they could spend the time getting close to the girls and teach them what other people are for, I suppose, and that it's fun to interact with them, and that they can get you things. They will give you chocolate. They'll play with you and sort of do your bidding and stuff. So that meant that they could have more of a relationship with us and with family members.
We have a lovely son, Adam. We had Adam when we were in Portugal. We're living in Portugal, and then we moved back to live in Dublin. And unfortunately, we got what nobody parent wants, the diagnosis of autism. And we were lucky enough, a friend of mine introduced us to Spot therapy. Before Adam went to Spot, he was a very difficult child, really. Yeah. He was very introverted.
His diagnosis would be quite bad.
Severe diagnosis. He was very introverted. Like, for example, we couldn't even take him out to a shop or anything without having a complete meltdown. And anyway, but since he's been up to the spot anyway, he's been completely transformed.
Yeah. The thing about Adam is he does great, but it's constant work, and if you stop at all, he goes backwards.
Yeah. But because of Laura Brennan, he's been able to continue coming here to Spot, which is making a life-changing difference. He's now going to pony camp. He's going to normal play school. He's doing all the things that little normal kids do, and he's beginning to talk.
Yeah.
Like at one stage, you're thinking he's never ever going to talk.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even have a mammy or daddy, but now he does, and it's
Now
all
he has
because
kisses.
yeah, he might even find himself a wife one day. You know?
He was first officially diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years and 3 months, but we'd noticed, because he was a twin, we'd noticed things from around 18 months. He didn't develop language, he didn't really play with you or engage with you. We kind of, we're kind of desperate to help him. So we researched and we found EISS and we looked into it. But the problem for us was Ryan was 2 years and 3 months old, but state funding for a preschool place didn't kick in until he was 3. And we said, look, we can't wait that long. So we decided, look, we'll just have to come up with the money to pay for the school. They said, look, maybe Laura Brennan could help. And look, that Christmas we wrote a letter and we got word back that they were prepared to pay for the school, and it was the best Christmas present we ever got, to be honest with you. But I suppose, as a parent, you're desperate to help, and I think that's the key thing. Never mind helping the children, it helped us as a family because you feel incredible guilt and desperation to help your child. And sorry, Laura Brennan took that away from us,
So he had a genetic test and it turned out he has a chromosomal disorder called ring 22. And they weren't able to tell us how it would affect him, so it could have been very mild or otherwise. So as it happens, he's severely affected, so he's severely disabled intellectually and physically, so he can't walk or talk or understand us, and he needs 24/7 care. There's a lot of programs you're given to carry out with them at home, consisting of speech therapy and physical therapy and just to help him reach his full potential. And it places a huge pressure on a family, absolutely enormous. And it's very difficult to give time to your other children. I contacted the charity asking them if they knew of an occupational therapist, and I couldn't believe it when they actually offered to help fund some therapy for Dawn. It was the first time it had ever happened, and it was just enormous. It was such a huge help. Donal, since he started, he has learned to stand, which it's a huge thing for Donal because, as you can see, he's tiny little legs and he's very low muscle tone, and it hugely helps him transverse from his chair to his bed or his changing table, and he also loves it. It's a great sense of achievement. He smiles every time he does it. It's hard to say for sure, but he is just such a happy little guy. He really is very, very happy. I suppose the big thing with the charity is that it's helping us help Donal reach his full potential, whatever that is. It might seem like very small steps for, compared to other children, but for Donal it's huge, it's fabulous. And for us as a family, it's absolutely brilliant, it's priceless.